Alright everyone, back for part 2 here. We're going to get these cables in and get this finished up. So first things first, we're going to prepare the cables. So the end with the black and brown connectors, about 6 inches from the end, I'm going to start wrapping that with the sponge tape that they provided. Okay, so I've wrapped the majority of the cable with the foam tape. I have 4 pieces of the foam tape left for securing the old cable. So the next thing we're going to do is start working on routing the cable up to the screen. So I'm going to start routing the blue and the green end, which go along here up to the center of the dash. I'm going to start routing these through here. I'm going to route them along this. Oh, there they are. Never mind, I got them. So I'm just going to pull this along. Being careful not to pinch it anywhere. In part 1, I had failed to remove this panel here in the passenger footwell. This needs to be removed in order to gain access. This is held in by clips 1, 2, and 3. So you can just pull on that, and that whole thing releases. And then there's a tab that the back end is stuck into. So I'm going to try and bring the cables right along here, and then right straight up through. There we go. Just keep pulling those through until we have all the slack on the back end picked up. Okay, so we got all this slack down there now. And we have this here. So we're going to wrap the old connector right here with a piece of foam tape so that it doesn't rattle around. This is the green connector. I'm just going to wrap that up with the tape. It's all wrapped up. So now I'm going to take one of the provided wire ties that it came with, and we're going to tie the end of the new cable to the old cable, like so. Hopefully it's light enough in there that you can see this. I'm bending back the old wire, taking the black and the brown connectors and the other connector that go to the aux hub. I'm going to wire tie all those together. I'm going to take a pair of diagonal cutters, trim off the excess there. So we got the cable routed through. What I'm going to do to get the cables up through here, I have big hands. I know I'm not going to be able to get my hands in there. So I took a piece of coat hanger, and I'm going to run this down through. There it is coming out. And now, to get the rest of the cable up. If I can just get it up through here. So I got the cables coming through here now. I can pull these up through. Now the cable is coming right through here. So to get this up through, I'm going to use some electrical tape. Just going to attach these here. Wrap these up. I'll leave a buddy tag on the end here, make it easier to pull that off. Now I can pull this right through. Hopefully this should come up nice and easy. All right, there we go. Remove the electrical tape. I'm going to start at the end, make sure I have enough slack. That seems like a good amount. Grab a wire tie. Zip tie that together. Diagonal cutters to cut that. I'm going to wrap the end of this connector with a piece of foam tape to prevent it from rattling. I'm going to use another wire tie to tie that back. And then I'm going to cut. I'm going to add one more wire tie. Securing this whole thing to this piece of plastic duct. Cut that wire tie. I'm happy with that. So all that's left now is to add a piece of foam tape securing that cable to that piece of steel. Tape that right there. Just like so, right there. Now we can work on securing the excess. So next I'm going to wire tie this part up to that metal structure right there. Got a zip tie. And it shows it going along the back side. So let me just run this along the cable. Hopefully you guys can see that right there. That wire ties in place. Cut off the excess. Now we're going to run, well, we can pull down the rest of this. That's not really needed. And now another wire tie It's going to go right along the back side there, like so. So that's zip tied to the other side of that piece. So now we're going to double side tape it right to that, right there. I only have one piece of the tape left, so I'm going to cut it in half because apparently I need another piece right over there. I must have used one too many pieces when I was wrapping the entire length of the cable, but that's okay. One short piece here will be more than enough. Make sure that's tight, not a bunch of slack in it. Take that, tape it there. Press down on that real good. Make sure that's really in there. So it says to bunch up the excess and tuck it right here. So I'm going to do that. Make sure not to kink it. I'm going to actually tuck it up here. I think it'll be safer up there. And then one more piece of tape right here, connecting it to this metal. Get that in there. See, tape that right to the metal piece there. And with that, I think we're pretty much done with routing the cable. The next step is going to be installing the new USB hub into the trim piece here, which you're just going to stick it, push straight down, and you can get this connected. We will not be using this brown connector here. Black is going to be the centermost of the two smaller connectors. Brown is going to be the outermost. There's the brown connector. There's the black connector. There's the large connector. And there's the 12 volt. The gray-green is going to be the outermost, and the gray-blue is going to be the innermost of the two small connectors that we just installed. So gray-green is the outermost. Gray-blue is the innermost. We have this cable that goes up there. I believe that is the antenna cable right there. I believe that is all the connections. So I can push that back in there. And then we're just going to push this back into place. And that's it. So let's get this thing put back together, test it out, and make sure we did everything correctly. Here's the moment of truth. There's the notification. There we go. We successfully installed Android Auto on a 2018 Mazda CX-5. Thanks for watching.